Tell me, what is the one thing that made your life better when he was president?
Well, everything that he did when he was president made my life better. The economy was great. Um, Unemployment was low. Like,
It's never been lower than it is right now, though.
wow. Wait, do we get to edit this? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. These are tough questions.
Well, what's one thing he did when he was in office that made your life better, specifically?
The economy. He rose the economy up. You see? He ended what you call slavery of the working class people. That's what he did.
How do you do that?
He created jobs, opened up the market for free trade, fair pricing, the whole 9 yards.
So
Look at our border. Look at our border, how it is. All them people pouring in here. That's an invasion. That is an invasion. You are corrupting our country and taking jobs from the American people first, but yet making us provide for the illegal aliens y'all bring in here. And that's all I got to say. Thank you.
God bless Trump.
Why are you excited to see Donald Trump?
Best president in the last century.
In what ways? And what is it about his presidency that made your life better?
I think he kind of brought together diversion between races. I think that things were good for everybody.
Specifically, what?
Hispanics, blacks, whites, everybody, all the middle class. So I believe he did that.
What would you like to see him do?
And he did it in 4 years and 2.5 years, and now we're into is the world gonna explode because of policies and things like that.
Very excited. Very excited. Love Trump. He's the best.
What do you love about him? What did he do when he was president that, one thing that made your life better that you love about him?
Everything he did made my life better.
Specific.
He doesn't lie. He tried to reduce our taxes. He tried to eliminate the evil that's the left.
Tell me about that. Do you think that the left is evil?
Absolutely, 100%.
In what way?
In every way possible. They lie. They're hypocrites.
About what? I'm sorry, I'm being a journalist here, but I'm just trying to get specifics. Like what?
Okay, they lie about lowering taxes. They lie about helping the American people. They lie about what they're doing in education to our children.
What is it that they're lying about there?
Well, everything. I mean, I think they've totally dumbed down our children. Our children don't know half of what we used to know when we were young, and it's all done on purpose. I just don't feel the left has the family and children at the base of their concern. I really don't.
Tell me something that Donald Trump did when he was president that made your life better, specifically.
Specifically, peace through strength, which I think is very important. He was very big on that. I felt confident and safe, and it reflected in the pocketbook. That's why I've got this American flag right here on my arm.
And Cynthia's name. Are you Cynthia? Okay, nice to meet you. There it is. I like it. That works.
Now that is equity.
One thing that made your life better under President Trump.
I could pay my bills.
And you credit the president with that?
Absolutely. He ran the country like a business, like you should. You don't spend any more than you bring it in. I've owned 5 businesses in my life, and the man was a genius when it came to running the country.
And specifically, give me one policy that you love.
When I could actually go to the grocery store and have a little extra money left over to go out to dinner with my husband. Now we can't even do that.
And before President Trump took office, were you able to do that?
Not as well. Not as well. He actually saved us a lot of money. He actually got people off their butts, going back to work, being proud to be an American. Put our flags back out and be proud. And he hung onto that flag like he really loves America. We have a president now that doesn't like America. He can't even be in Manhattan on September 11th.
What is it about President Trump that excites you?
He's the man. He tells it how it is. He's the man.
When he was president, what's one thing that he did as president that made your life better?
Everything.
One thing. One thing.
I would say taxes, and You got me on the spot. I don't know.
Okay, so it's funny. The one question I used to ask Trumpers is, what did he do to make your life better? Like, what? A very straightforward question, open-ended. A lot of them, the first thing they would say was, he woke us up across the board. He woke us up to, the deep state and all, the Save the Children and the da-da-da and the election stealing. That used to be like across the board. He woke us up. The other thing that they keep saying, this other thing, which is like the economy was better. When you look at the actual the statistics, the numbers, raw numbers, they're like, no, it was not. There was, the price of groceries was lower because inflation. And then they'll all say that, he kept inflation low. Also, he did not do that. He spent a lot, he spent a ton. We lost a ton of money because of his giveaway to the billionaires. There was even if we take away COVID, their growth, it's not spectacular, but they will all say this across the board. And you're and I've been on live streams, Harry Sisson, he does live streams all the time, and he is just on there debating MAGA, showing them, here's the graphs, here's the thing, here's the raw numbers. No, none of that is correct. And they just do not back down. They're like, no, that's just your opinion. I swear, every time they're confronted with this, it is, well, that's just your opinion. And I'm not going to trust these graphs and statistics that are totally manipulated by, Now, these videos are MAGA. They're MAGA. We're not really going to change their minds. We can, but if we could sit there and show them graphs and to be none of this is true. Not you'd have to deprogram someone against their will. It'd be a lot. I don't want to violate people's civil rights like that. The problem, well, I don't want to say the problem isn't them, but the problem is you have started people that aren't MAGA supposedly saying, you know what? With this total amnesia of what life was like under Trump. 50 Cent recently was maybe Trump is the answer, right? Maybe Trump is the answer because, of some people in New York City, some migrants were going to get some prepaid cards so that they could buy food, the prepaid food program. And suddenly Trump is the answer. And people are huh. Very weird. The people that aren't MAGA and going to MAGA rallies are saying this. That is alarming. The border thing is baffling to me because they somehow they think that immigrants somehow got the message, don't come here while Trump is here. And people were like, oh yeah, let's not mess with Trump and let me not, go 1,000, 2,000 miles to cross the border and all of that. When none of that was true. They make it seem like on Biden's first day in office, he just went whoosh and just opened the border and let everyone run in. They also said the same thing was going to happen when Biden took away Title 42. Biden took away Title 42, and there was not a heavy influx of migrants coming in to the border the same way. It just wasn't happening. Crazy, they talk about the border. Now, this is messed up because Republicans and Kristen Sinema, very conservative Democrats. Kristen Sinema is not a Democrat, she's independent, but she's very conservative. And Lankford and Democrats and Republicans spent months crafting a border bill that they all agreed on. They all agreed on the language and the policy. Cool. And the Republicans that were doing this were very, election denying, build the wall type of people. Look up Lankford. He's a build the wall, election denying person. He's also a Southern Baptist minister. He's exactly who you think he is. That's a MAGA senator. Now, Trump says, hey, I need something to run on. I can't run on immigration if y'all fix immigration, so nix this. So they turn around and say, this immigration bill, it's too Democrat-y and bad language. So meanwhile, everything in it is something that was agreed to beforehand by a Mitch McConnell and by all the Republicans. They were like, oh, this looks great, in a way to solve the thing and actually do our jobs. Instead, they just went about face and they're like, nah, we need to run on this and this needs to tank. Because it's funny, watch Langford. He's the one being like, hey, none of this is true. Like, I wrote this bill. I'm a terrible MAGA person. Like, I'm really bad. Like, look up Langford. He's exactly who you think he is. And even he's like, well, what are you talking about? He's like, why'd you kill my bill? Like, I wanted to solve the border crisis. Huh? What's your problem? That was the most terrifying thing when Trump was in office. Things would be terrible. They would be bad. And MAGA would turn around. Trump would turn around and be like, none of this is happening. None of this is real. Right? I mean, do people not remember COVID when there were modular morgues set up? I lived a few blocks away from modular morgues set up outside of hospitals for the extra dead bodies coming out of these hospitals that you could not fake. And I'm getting told by MAGA, it's not real. It's not actually happening. It's all, it's the flu. That was terrifying to me. I didn't forget any of this, and it's a little disconcerting that you have a lot of moderates in this country that have just gotten total amnesia of what life was like under Trump, how just chaotic things were, and how reality was just flipped on its head not in like a positive way, in like an awful way. So yeah, I'm a little scared, concerned, anxious about this upcoming election.